Hi, my name is Emily Vermilia, and I am professor of Christian worship here at Indiana Wesleyan University. The Christian worship majors at Indiana Wesleyan University seek to actively and creatively engage people in the conversation of worship to which we're invited by God. And we do that through a number of different classes and activities, ways that students can participate and begin actively leading the congregation, the church, which hopefully is their ultimate destination. It is their response to the calling God has on their life. So they do this through a number of classes. Part of the core curriculum of our Christian worship majors include classes like Introduction to Worship, which is really the foundational place we begin, talking about worship as something greater than just music. And so often in our culture and our society, this is what we've learned to think of worship as being. But worship is far greater than that. It encompasses many different art forms, many different textures and ways that we're able to converse with our Maker. And so another class that our majors become involved in is called Centuries of Song, and it's an opportunity for us to explore in depth, theologically as well as historically, the music of the church and how that music comes alongside these other facets of Christian worship and aids the congregation in being shaped and formed into the likeness of Christ. Speaking of that, taking the class Worshiping Through the Christian Year presents us with another opportunity to look at the narrative of God, the full story of the life, death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus Christ, and use that as a model and a structure by which we, the church, can ourselves look at Jesus' life and say, how do we model our own lives after that? What are the patterns? What are the disciplines? What are the seasons that Jesus himself walked through, and how can we engage and enter into those seasons as we seek to be formed into his likeness? One of my favorite classes in the major is ethnodoxology. It's an opportunity for our students to recognize that the conversation of worship is not just local, it's global, and it has lots of different facets and textures that are new to us depending on our cultural location. But it elevates the priority for the church of being inclusive and diverse, the value of multiculturalism in our worship, and appreciating that this is our eternal vocation, that we worship not only here and now, but this is what we will do for eternity, alongside brothers and sisters from every tribe, tongue, and nation. And so we have an opportunity to explore that together, participating in multicultural worship practices. And then finally, as we head into the final stages of our worship majors, we have the opportunity to take a class called Discipling Worshipers. And this class really leads students from the process of being students to shepherds. There is this distinct point where you as a student are able to say, I have learned a lot, but now how do I put that into practice and have it matter for the sake of the church and matter for the sake of others' development? And that class allows us to explore topics and application of what we've learned throughout our time here at Indiana Wesleyan as we enter into full-time service of the church. I believe that this major really does prepare our students well for ministry. It allows students to begin, even as they are learning, to apply what they're taking away from the classroom, whether that be in the church, here on campus, or in discussion with one another. And I really believe that the benefit of this major is it is a true community of the called. It is a collective of those who believe God has placed on their lives a command to serve the church, specifically in the area of worship. And it's an exciting time in the life of the church, to be honest, when we know that there are so many young people who are receiving that call and responding faithfully, and in so doing, modeling for the church what it is to receive the revelation of God and to respond in faith and in gratitude, in obedience, and with love, because ultimately they are serving the church that Christ loves so much. As you consider your options for college and as you are considering where God will lead you in the future, I hope that you will consider Christian worship as a prospective major for you if you feel that the Lord is leading you to help others grow, to help others be shaped and formed through the life of the church.